So then in New Vrindavan, Prabhupada came, and I was so eager to see him again, be with him again, you know, read to him, go on the morning walk with him, and it all got taken away. I was in the kitchen in New Vrindavan, cooking for a couple hundred devotees. Radhanath was helping me. Veer Krishna Swami, Radhanath Swami, they were my assistants during this festival. This was 1972. And people would come and see me in the kitchen and say, did you hear that lecture? And they go, no. You should have been there, you know, and yes. It's what I knew, that morning walk, you know, that Prabhupada, just to be with that person. They didn't know anything, just to be around him was happy, you know. It's funny, they use the analogy of the dog, you know. We have, my daughter has a dog like that, all of a sudden he likes me so much, just big, looks like a bear, he's a Newfie, anyone knows what Newfoundland are, he's big, looks like a big brown bear, but I like him a lot, and he likes me, and as soon as he sees me, he just runs up, you know, it doesn't even matter if I do anything, you know, that's what it's like to be around Prabhupada, you don't have to know anything, just be around them. So I was around them, but now I wasn't around them anymore, and I wasn't happy about it. I was cooking all the time. And it was 8 o'clock at night, and I was cooking again those Mongol Arctic sweets that I would steal later on. I wasn't stealing them anymore. And I was cooking them, and Kirtananda walked into the room with his cane, and big smile on his face. You know. He said, Sutta Kirti, you're going to be so happy. He said, you're going to be Prabhupada's servant. I said, I didn't even know what to say, you know, it was just out of nowhere. And that was it. And he said, of course, we knew that one night, he said, and I told Prabhupada, you'll be the best servant he ever had. He said, because you'll never leave him. Of course I did. And then the next morning, I went to, Kirtananda came and got me. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. And he brings me to Madhuban, where Prabhupada would stay in that farmhouse. So it was right there where I did my very first service. And we went in, and Prabhupada, Kirtananda introduces me again to Prabhupada, this Srila Kirti. He said he cooks very nicely. I taught him how to cook. Prabhupada was very nice. Then he said, but he doesn't know how to massage. Once or twice, he asked me, in our travels, would you, like to give me a massage? And I was like, no, I didn't know how, for one thing, but I just didn't. So I said no. So he said that, and then Prabhupada said, anyone can massage. He said, it's easy. And so that was the beginning. But that very first day, and I just thought that this morning, I went right back to the Pittsburgh temple, very first place I did service for Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, the same Jagannath, wherever we got him. Anyway, at the temple, the big, big Jagannath. So that was the first form of the Lord I saw when I entered the temple. And that's how I was. Just didn't question. They said, here's God, Lord Jagannath, his sister, and everything was just immediately, okay, it's fine. So we were back there, right at that place, and in Pittsburgh. And Prabhupada was in his sitting room, and I had just driven with him in the car for 2 hours. He doesn't say one word to me. And of course, I'm not saying anything. I'm like rattled, All of a sudden, I'm not in New Vrindavan anymore. And then we get there, and I watched Sudama give him a massage. Sudama Maharaj, and I'm like, because that was my big anxiety, was I was going to actually not just touch him, massage him, Prabhupada, So Sudama was there, I was so relieved, and I'm just watching, and then I thought, well, that's good, I won't have to do that. And then at the end of the massage, thank you, Prabhupada. He said, no, going to Japan, and I was like, oh no. I had to learn very fast. And Prabhupada was so patient. But then I was in my room looking through his luggage. First time the bell rang, the only instruction you got, right, in those days. You know, when I came here to New Vrindavan, I remember then it was like said Jamadagni, these people were there. And we were all sleeping on the floor. 5 or 6 of us. And I had a sleeping bag, and I put it down, you know, and I laid down. And I laid down on my stomach. He says, that's how I slept, you know. I was 19 years old, sleeping on my stomach for 19 years. And as soon as I laid down, man, Jamadagni's next to me, he yells at me. He said, you're sleeping with Maya. I said, what? I guess someone was under the floorboard or something. No, anyway, the idea of sleeping in your stomach became very much discouraged, which I didn't realize at that time. So then a few days later, I was talking to Jitendriya's wife, and I forget what her name was. Remember Jitendriya? And his wife, yeah, so. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, she was nice, she was pleasant. And to me, she was, even though I didn't even know the term then, she was like a mother. Because I was 19, and some of these people were ancient, you know, 25, 26, 20, some were even, I think, 30. I remember seeing Trivikram. You know, he looks the same now as he did in 1971. He looked old, and now he looks kind of the same, and I recognize him so much. But, I'm sorry, where was I? What was I going? Yes, I was sleeping on my, well, I didn't do that anymore. And I learned to make them cope and really, really tight. You know? And we didn't do it once, we did it 3 times. We go back and forth and back.
You were talking to the mother, you said. Talking to the mother,
Yeah. I was getting back to her. So she was talking to me, and again, this devotee comes up to me, he says, do you want to get married? And I'm like, huh? He says, what are you doing talking to a woman? I said, I don't know. She started talking to me, and I was talking back. You know? So those influences were already there very early. The men, nobody talked to you, you know, they just do your service, you know, just do your service. She was a little friendly, so that was bad. But so that was the early times there. But then I remember this, yes.